storm cells have once again flooded homes, swamping businesses, closing schools and putting people in danger across the southeast. More than 300 millimetres fell in just a few hours in some areas, leading to more than a dozen swiftwater rescues. North of Brisbane, suburban areas turned into inland seas, with streets, parks and even shopping centres swallowed by the huge volume of water. We start our coverage at Bray Park, where frightened residents woke to water breaching their homes.
It's a shocking feeling seeing your home go under.
Oh my God. Oh, it's risen a lot.
Heavy rain leaving a muddy mess in its wake.
The water just came up so quickly that most people around here didn't get time. They woke up to being in water.
At least 15 homes at Bray Park, north of Brisbane, are damaged. The watermark here showing how high the level rose. Cars were tossed around. Huge semi-trailers were submerged and swamped roads were cut. Some residents swam for their lives.
Yeah, it was really scary. My neighbours had to evacuate.
Torrential Tuesday is what they're calling it, a day to forget. Northwest of Brisbane, Sanford is reeling too after 300 millimetres fell in just 3 hours.
I was scared, yeah. I never had anything like this happen. It made me feel rather sick.
Dennis Hanault sat it out on the bonnet of his car. It was just metres from his house.
The water was rushing through there so fast, couldn't walk through it, And
the bowls club is in ruins.
Absolute devastation. Yeah, it would be 10 times worse than what it was 2 years ago.
Shops and cafes in the main street are damaged too.
It is very detrimental to our business.
The clean-up is already underway. The pelting rain swelled creeks across Brisbane.
And is huge.
The intense rain system twisted and turned to the north, where the shopping centre car park at Moray Field turned into a fast-flowing stream. A lone delivery driver got stuck on his morning run.
Someone who shouldn't follow a GPS and open his eyes, obviously, because you can't miss that.
It's absolutely crazy, it just came in so fast.
This truck is scrambling onto his roof as rising waters swirled around him.
After what feels like weeks of storms and drenching rain, catchments are absolutely heaving, leaving hot and tired residents wondering what's next. Rescue crews are also exhausted.
At the toughest of times, we see the best of the Australian character, and we see that particularly here in Queensland. This is a tough country.
Enduring a tough summer, seemingly with no end in sight. Emma Pollard, ABC News, Brisbane.
West of Brisbane, residents in the Lachy Valley also woke to a deluge. The town of Laidley was hard hit by floods 2 years ago and is cleaning up once again.
For Laidley in the Lachy Valley, it's 2022 deja vu. As the Laidley Creek broke its banks, streets became rapids. Courtyards turned into creeks and the CBD was swallowed again, the second time in as many years.
We've managed to make our way back downtown, wading through some water. It's a raging torrent over there. You can't even see the path anymore.
It's about just after 8:30 this morning. I've seen the water rushing past my building.
Business owners only able to watch and wait until the water receded.
It's a bit gut-wrenching when it's my baby, it's my heart and soul. It's my first business I've had.
Nearby in Forest Hill, residents were prepared. After the 2022 floods, Lily Schmidt and her brother knew what they had to do.
Greg built all of these after the 2022 flood so that we can get everything up high. Everything you see is we put everything up.
In Jandowie on the Western Downs, water washed through homes, flooding basements and backyards. On the Sunshine Coast, Caloundra streets were submerged. And further north in Bargara, 5 metres of water blocked Kilkeven resident Veronica O'Sullivan from her property. She managed to get out with her kids and cockatoo before the road flooded, but couldn't get back to retrieve her pet dog and kitten.
I've got my dog in the house and he'd be confused and a bit stressed, so that's actually causing me the most anxiety more than anything.
In cattle country, major flooding near the outback town of Winton is now running into the dry Diamantina River.
Moving on to the rest of the week, we're likely to see an easing trend in that rainfall, but definitely likely to see more severe weather warnings current and issued in the next 24 hours.
Residents here in Laidley say they're concerned that more heavy rain will lead to further flash flooding. But for now, they're breathing a sigh of relief. The damage wasn't as bad as what they were expecting.
It wasn't very deep, it's just a layer of water and mud.
The pub was spared.
Everyone's always ready for a cold beer.
I think I could use a drink tonight.
Now the focus in this tiny Lockyer Valley town is cleaning up. Hosing off and getting back to business. Toby Loftus, ABC News, Laidley.
With a widespread event unfolding, Premier Stephen Miles joins me. Premier, what's your chief concern heading into tonight?
You're right, we saw very heavy rain overnight and during today, and that saw flooding in areas as far apart as the southeast and western Queensland. This is all in the aftermath of Tropical Cyclone Kirrily. Tonight we're probably most concerned about low-lying areas in Moreton Bay just because of how saturated it already is. So there's already rain continuing to fall, and anywhere it falls we could see flash flooding. Those floods out in western Queensland though, they could continue to work through those river systems for the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, in the last 7 weeks, we've had 2 cyclones, a tornado, deadly storms, and now this flooding as well. What's all this going to cost?
We already know we're into the billions, but we don't really worry about the cost at the time of the disaster because right now we need to be making sure that every Queenslander has what they need to get through these disastrous events, and we'll count the cost down the track. We just want all Queenslanders to know that their emergency services and their government is well prepared for these disasters.
Well, you've said that our emergency services need a break. How are you going to give them that? And are you asking other states to send help?
You're right, they're already stretched and tired. They've been activated pretty much since early in December, and so we've been working to rotate them through and give them those opportunities to manage their fatigue. We don't need assistance from other states right now, but we do know that they will send them as soon as we need them. That's what we saw last week when we needed additional assistance to prepare for the cyclone hitting Townsville. All of the other states really came to the party very quickly.
Stephen Miles, thank you.
Thanks, Jess.
And let's go to Jenny Woodward now. Jenny, where's the rain falling tonight?
Well, Jess, we still have a severe weather warning from Noosa to Bundaberg and inland to about Gympie. Now, heavy falls are possible tonight and 6 hourly rainfall totals between 80 to 150 millimetres are expected, which could cause flash flooding. Now, currently we have a major flood warning for Worrell Creek while it's a moderate level in the Bremer River, and the floodwaters continue over much of southern and central Queensland. That's the purple area. Now, the trough that brought all the flooding rain to the southeast last night is moving slowly north, but a little low is expected to develop offshore, so there's the chance of some heavy falls in the morning north of Brisbane and around the Gari coast. Now, that little low is expected to push away east-northeast, taking the heavy rain with it, but the Bureau will be watching it carefully as it heads out across the warm waters of the Coral Sea. In the meantime, a ridge is starting to build along the south coast, and we're going to start to see some drier air pushing into the southeast inland at first, which will bring some relief from the hot, sweaty conditions.